Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Catherine, so would you like to start with?
Good morning, and welcome to our short sort of conversation around the tourism, hospitality, and cruise management programs that we operate from the University of Plymouth in partnership with HKU Space. My name is Dr. Catherine Hine, and I am the program leader for the tourism, hospitality, and cruise programs that we have in HKU Space. And I'm joined today by Vanessa Yeung and Richard Parkman. Vanessa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hi. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm from Hong Kong. And again, my name is Vanessa, and I'm working for the subject groups of tourism, hospitality, and event. And I'm the coordinator and the program administrations arrangement. That if you have any questions, and you can come and ask for me. And we would love to see and share some insights about our field. So probably we'll pass the time to Catherine and Richard to have some introductions for the university.
So moving into our sort of slide decks, I'd like to introduce you to the University of Plymouth. We are quite a large institution based in the southwest of the UK. And today we're really lucky to be joined by Richard, who is one of our partnerships managers, and he'll be able to tell us a little bit more about the institution in Plymouth itself. Richard?
Oh, sorry, my connection's not very stable, so I'm going to hide my video. Apologies, everybody. Yes, well, let me introduce myself first. My name is Richard Parkman, and I'm the partnership manager for academic partnerships, which oversees the relationship between the University of Plymouth and HKU Space. So briefly, just to sort of say that we have been in partnership with since 2009, and we have delivered and operated hospitality, tourism, and cruise management programs since 2012. We've had over 300 students graduate from these programs in that time, and been very successful. So what else do you want to know, Kat?
No, I think that's fantastic. Thank you very much. So the key areas that we're talking about today across our programs are tourism and hospitality. And you might think there's quite a lot of overlap between these two discipline groups, and there is. Our tourism program very much focuses around what tourists do, their behaviour. We look specifically at different destinations and how those destinations can be managed in order to capitalise on tourism and generate income from tourist-related activities. We look at different cultural activities and the way in which culture can be used as a component of the tourist product. We also look at some of the more practical aspects of managing tourism and the infrastructure around tourism, transportation to and from destinations, as well as the provisions of accommodation, food, drink, and hospitality services really within that tourism product, because there's no point in bringing somebody to an area if there's then nowhere for them to stay or be able to get something to eat. On the hospitality program, our focus is much more on operations management. You look a little bit more at restaurants, accommodations. You might look at facilities management, which is essentially looking after buildings. We have a really, really strong focus on things like customer service. So really making sure that the end consumer, those tourists, those guests, those local residents that have come into our businesses leave happy, that they're satisfied with the products that they have engaged with, consumed, and that they then go and essentially tell their friends about what it is that they have had, so you can then help grow your business. We also look at things like events and event catering across the hospitality program. So as you can see, there is some overlap there, but they are quite distinct and they are different programs. And it's just down to you to make the decision as whether you want to look at that kind of broader tourism picture or whether you want to look at the sort of more specific hospitality operations as the key focus of your degree program. Tourism in general is strong. It's always been a strong industry. And you'll note that the slides today were called sort of tourism post COVID-19 because COVID has had a monumental impact on the industry. Worldwide, the figures here coming out from a couple of years ago now, but they show 1,492 million tourism arrivals worldwide. It's been an increasing industry. In Asia, particularly, your percentage change, that percentage increase has been in line with what's going on in the rest of the world. Tourism is important and it will bounce back. Next slide. So in Hong Kong itself, and I apologize that these figures are more kind of recent, but I wanted to look at the positive side of where Hong Kong is in terms of the hospitality industry. You have 56 million visitor arrivals in 2019. Okay, the pandemic hit at the very end of that year in 2020, was down 90% in terms of arrivals pretty much. But you have great supply. So you've got nearly 300 hotels in Hong Kong itself. You're a huge employer within the HK kind of business community. And you have a very good product in terms of hospitality. Visitor satisfaction levels have been at 8.5 out of a maximum of 10 points. So you have some very, very satisfied tourists coming to Hong Kong. And this will return. The state that we don't have international flights at the moment won't carry on. These figures are what we need to be looking at as to how the industry really is and what it really can represent as it bounces back. The next slide. The key priorities, and this came from the OECD, are around restoring traveller confidence, about supporting businesses in their adaptation and their survival. And you will have seen that tourism's hospitality industry has adapted. Lots more kind of takeaway delivery options and things like that, where you haven't been able to go into restaurants, looking at local customers, not just kind of international holiday makers and business guests. So businesses are adapting in order to survive, and that's one of the key strategic priorities that our industry has. Promoting domestic tourism, and for Hong Kong itself, promoting tourism from other parts of Asia, where there are less cases at the moment, has been really, really positive steps in terms of helping restore the kind of the tourism hospitality industries. This stuff that around providing clear information to travellers and businesses about easing the uncertainty that we all have around kind of travel and what travel might look like moving forwards. We also need to strengthen, cooperate with other countries. We need to build a resilient tourist product and look at a sustainable tourism product as well. And actually, this is a really great opportunity for a lot of businesses to take a step back and look at their business model and look at where it is that their business is coming from and adapt to the new world. Adapt to being less reliant on perhaps one or two key clients in their business. So they are more sustainable moving forwards. And while we never want to be in the situation that we've been in over the past year again, we need to be able to prepare for something that may impact us in a similar way, albeit hopefully not as severely. The next slide.
Yeah, Okay, thank you, Catherine, providing us so much information and sharing in worldwide. And so, of course, I'm coming from Hong Kong, so I would like to share some insights or some of the industry environment that's about Hong Kong. As you may aware, that Hong Kong as a one of the key pillars in Hong Kong is tourism, and actually, of course, now we are experiencing a hard time on COVID-19 pandemic, but still, we can see that still we have a lot of international train and brands. Actually, they are located in Hong Kong and they have their own regional office. It's like not only Asia Pacific, like JTB in Japan, or even some of the Singapore company and some online travel agencies actually have their region service, region office in Hong Kong. So I would say actually Hong Kong has a lot of multinational brands employment opportunities available. So think about if you can gain a UK degree, this is definitely will provide you a very nice chance that you can have a very high mobility to work around in the world. Of course, you can work in Hong Kong, but also since you gain a UK degree, and possibly that you can relocate to other regions and with more high recognitions on your own bachelor's degree. And you might also think about Hong Kong is a gourmet city, right? Have a lot of good food and are very famous about international or multinational authentic food available. And you can see actually food service industry is also a very key pillar and provide a lot of business opportunities, employment opportunity available in Hong Kong. So as you can see that we actually these sectors provide a lot of monetary contributions to our city, and but also it is also very significant figures that you can see the business opportunities available over there. It's not only for the tourists that came to Hong Kong would like to have good food, but also in the regional market, it also have a very strong performance on such kind of business opportunities. So like a lot of international brand, they actually set up their food outlets in Hong Kong. As you can see from AP Company Managing Director also mentioned, Hong Kong is a strategic locations and key markets for them to develop their business. So this is also a very encouraging message to Hong Kong markets. And also, apart from food outlets, you can see, of course, Hong Kong has a lot of international brands like Ritz-Carlton, like Hyatt, like Four Seasons, a lot of hospitality. Also, some of the very unique luxury hospitality brand like Thai. This brand is also very famous, and they have also key regional office in Hong Kong because as said, Hong Kong is a multinational, but also we have a very strong tourist performance on mainland China market. So this is a very good place for some office. They would like to get into China market and develop their regional office in Hong Kong. So in a way, this is also provide opportunities for you not only work in Hong Kong, but also maybe you have a extra opportunities to work out of Hong Kong, like China, Asia Pacific regions, or even you can also work outside of Asia country like Australia, UK, or even US. So this is also something that you can consider in the futures. Okay, another factors about Hong Kong, as we all know that we have a very well infrastructures that world size of infrastructures Kaita cruise terminal. This is a very encouraging message to all of us because this is very big infrastructures. Is not a lot of destination provide such kind of infrastructures, and in a way it provide a lot of employment opportunities. Of course, now we're having a hard time of COVID-19 pandemic, but think about if we can go back to normal, we actually can embrace this rebound effect. We can foresee that the tourists and the cruise tourists, they will be come back very soon or very quickly. So this is a very unique program and provided by UK. And I would say this is not the only one, but this is definitely a very unique program that you can think about if you like to work in cruise industry. And on the other hand, of course, we are not only aim for to work in Kaitat or ocean terminals that cruise infrastructure, but actually we also can foresee regarding of this cruise tourism, we have a lot of other opportunity provided in terms of employment, like you can work at the back office or you can work at the regional office, or maybe you can also offer some offshore activities, a lot of employment opportunity related to cruise tourism that we can expect it. And also, as I said earlier, we have a lot of international brand like Norwegian Cruise Line also have their own regional office in Hong Kong. Of course, like they're also very happy and very excited to have Kaitat, this kind of world infrastructures and available in Hong Kong. And that's why they would like to invest their time, their resources in Hong Kong market. But at the end, they would like to get into the China market as well. So Hong Kong is a very strategic locations and city for them to get into China market. So Catherine, would you like to carry on? Yep. Catherine, you're mute the mic.
Oh,
yep.
Sorry. So what does this mean for you? This means opportunity for you. This means that there are potentially positions available for you guys. There was a great return to kind of sailing out of Asia in the cruise marketplace. Quite quickly, where in the UK we have no ship sailing at the moment. Like there has been movement, there has been return to practice, there has been return to normality across the sector. So we can see that Asia is starting to bounce back. The industry is starting to return to what we call normal across Asia, and Hong Kong is going to be hugely important in all of this, particularly around the cruise industry, where despite the pandemic, there is a set growth. There is forecasted growth for that area. If I could have the next slide, please, Vanessa. So what could you do? What could you do with your degree from the University of Plymouth, which you're studying at HKU Space? Well, there's loads and loads of different options available to you. You could move into some of the operational management-based positions, and it might be that moves towards kind of food and drink management, rooms, accommodation management, or conferencing and event-based posts. It might be that you're in hotel management and you might be operations director or a hotel director in a hotel as you progress through your degree. But what your degree also means is that you don't have to move into those operational roles. You may be able to move into some of the support functions. So marketing and sales are areas that you'll cover in your degree. You might look at business development opportunities. We have parts of the degree that focus on human resource and talent management, for example. So it may be that you land up working in the human resource function of a hospitality or tourism-based business in Hong Kong, in Asia, or anywhere in the world. So there are opportunities not just to be in those operational guest services and frontline positions, but also in those support positions. And your degree will facilitate that. It will provide you with knowledge and insight in order to be able to move your career in these directions. So you may become the revenue manager for a property. Look at the next slide.
Yeah, so after Catherine sharing some of the positions that are available in the market, so as potential students, they definitely would like to know, oh, what is my salary range and how can I get paid, or what are the benefits that I receive when I join into this industry? I would say in this way, when you look at the salary range that if you work in tourism and hospitality sector, they're quite high compared to other jobs. Okay, so as you can see, even though you're getting a junior positions that like officers or escort, you actually already start from 12,000 or even more. And of course, if you work in hotel, you definitely know that you will get like few months bonus if the environment is getting better. Okay, and you can see actually the promotions path is quite good because you can see the promotion letters. You start from junior positions and you can actually move all the way up to managers or even like food service staff. They can start with helper or junior cook. But at the end, if you go to head of chef, it's actually very, very encouraging that you're not only getting your own recognitions, but also can get a very decent salary range, like 43,000 or even more. And look at the year that you need is not that long, like 8 to 10 years. So this is quite good investment in terms of invest your time to study, and then you can get your better degree. And then at the end, after you have your own working experience and you can accumulate, and at the end, you maybe can be a senior role in your company, or actually can move around in the world. As like Catherine shared that we have strong performance, strong demand on the tourism sector, not only in Asia, but also a lot of other like UK or even other worldwide city. So you can think about this as a good opportunities to gain a well-recognized degree, and you can actually have a chance to move around. And because like tourism and hospitality sector, in any other destination, we need this kind of positions. And the salary range, I will not say exactly the same, but actually it's also very considerable salary range.
So what can you expect? What can you expect from this lifestyle in hospitality and tourism? Well, your career is going to be varied. It's going to be very different, and it's going to be really, really interesting. There is the potential that you can go anywhere in the world with a hospitality or tourism-based degree. I myself have worked around the world working in the hospitality industry, so I know exactly what it can do for you and some of the amazing places that it can take you. It's not going to be what we call in the UK a 9 to 5 career where you start work at 9 o'clock in the morning and you finish at 5 in the evening. It's going to be much more interesting than that. There are times when you will be working when maybe some of your friends are doing other things, but that's what's going to make it fun as well. It's going to be interesting and varied. No 2 days are ever going to be the same. And there are always some really great perks with hospitality and the associated industry. It might be bonuses, it might be meals on shifts and accommodation and things like that, and just some really phenomenal locations. But there are always great perks working for businesses within this sector where their role is to look after people, so they also look after their staff. The next slide. So what we want to do throughout the program and throughout your time as an undergraduate student is to develop your employability. So you will develop vocationally relevant skills that are going to help you to get a job in the sector. We think that your progress is inevitable. And it doesn't matter what position you are starting at now. We see you moving forward, moving up that career ladder. So it may be that you start as an intern and then you move to a supervisor and then into a junior management role before becoming a manager or a director. You may already be in a supervisory type role, or we then see you moving into those more management-based roles. This ladder may not be a straight ladder. It may go sideways. You may switch industries slightly. You may move, like I mentioned earlier, into one of those support services. But we see you going up to moving into positions where you have slightly more responsibility, where you're using all of that knowledge, all of those skills and attributes that you have developed on your degree within the job role that you're operating in or want to be in. So for us, that progress is inevitable, and we will do everything that we can to support you in developing your employability. We work closely with a number of different brands across Hong Kong, and there's a whole load of people that you may land up working with or working for. These on the screen here and the next slide are just examples. You've got Hong Kong Tourist Board there. You've got those big international brands like Marriott and Hilton, Ritz-Carlton, who are known everywhere in the world, and they can potentially provide opportunities for you to move from Hong Kong to anywhere else where they have properties. You've got P&O, the cruise line there. You've got the airlines, you've got the airport itself, again, as a potential employer, as well as those airlines that operate out of Hong Kong International. So Qantas is there. You've got some fantastic, really fantastic sort of Michelin star properties in Hong Kong where really great luxury food products are available. Vanessa, did you want to add anything here with some of these brands, some of these companies? I think just the opportunities in Hong Kong feel endless.
Yeah, because they're all well known, and actually
Yeah.
it's also available around the world. Maybe you travel, when you travel out of Hong Kong, you can see those brands in other destinations as well. Yeah, maybe apart from like employment opportunities, perhaps because UK degree has a very high recognitions, and maybe if you don't want to work in the industry yet, maybe you would like to further studying, maybe it's a good chance for you to get into like further studying in other the destinations or other world, other place, that if you like to top up or study your master degree or even your doctoral degree. So this is a very good start to kick off your academic journey as well.
Completely agree. And yeah, if anybody wants any additional information, either about the program, about the University of Plymouth, or anything else, then my email's there, Solange's email's there, and I'm sure Vanessa is able to provide hers if you sort of write any comments or anything. Then more than happy to answer any questions that any of you might have about the degree and about the potential opportunities that may come your way and the support that we can offer you.
I have some questions. So if I study this BSc Hospitality, Tourism or Cruise programs, are there transferable skills that I can take if I decide in 5 years' time after graduating to change to another career possibly?
Yes, of course there are. So everything that we do on the degree program is about focusing on not just the knowledge around hospitality and tourism, but around the skills that you develop. So we'll look at things like communication skills, about leadership skills. So you'll have the opportunity to actually operate and be a leader in different situations across some of the activities that we do on the program. It'll be around teamwork, around how you present yourself, how confident you are. And these are all things that we want you to grow and develop in, and we'll support you with this. HKU themselves also have a phenomenal support service around kind of careers and employability in helping you to identify some of those transferable skills that you have, and then sort of how you can map those into other areas. And while I talked about the potential to sort of move into HR or marketing or revenue posts and not just operationally focused sort of hospitality or tourism positions, the HKU team will also be able to support you in being able to identify where your skill set, where your personality and your prior experience can help you out sort of moving forward in your career journeys.
Okay, great. I've got more questions. So the next one is, well, Joanne has a question. she wants to know, are there any internships? While you're answering that question, I want to sort of ask you to talk about opportunities for studying in the UK as part of the program as well. So I know we operate an exchange program. Would you be able to elaborate on that as well, please?
Perfect, thank you. So as part of the program, we don't have an inbuilt internship, for want of a better word. So it is not core to the program that you have to go out on an internship and spend time in industry. However, and I might hand this one over to Vanessa, there is a lot of opportunities for students to gain internships and gain that support from HKU, isn't there?
Yeah, let me top up a little bit. So as like Catherine shared that and Richard shared that, we actually offer the students to go to UK as a exchange opportunities. But how about in Hong Kong? Actually, since Hong Kong is space, we have been develop our programs and more than 60 years. Of course, we run our school for over 60 years and we get the recognitions and the high reputations among the industry. So the industry persons, they would like to hire our students. They would like to ask, oh, do you have some part-timer or some available students or even some graduates from your end? Because they can see our students, the quality is quite up to their standards. And so that's why those industry persons, the HR or the company, they usually will send us an emails and request. As a program team, we will try to send out those emails regularly. Okay, of course, it's under normal situation. Now, COVID-19 pandemic, we suspend everything. But in normal situations, normal operations, we try to send out the internship opportunities, no matter perhaps like long-term or short-term permanent jobs or part-time jobs. We will send out to all of our students through emails. And if you see something very interested and you would like to enrich your resume, definitely you can get used to grab those opportunities to be hired in somehow in your studying or after your studying. So this is also a very, very good opportunity to every students.
Perfect. Thank you, Vanessa. And I'm just going to pick up the other half of Richard's question there around potential exchange opportunities. And while this isn't the same as sort of an internship, there is an opportunity on your University of Plymouth degree to actually come to Plymouth and study for a semester. So this year, we've had students they came in September at the end of last year. Despite the pandemic, they still flew in and they studied with us. So they did their leadership modules, one of their enrichment modules, their level 5 modules, and then went back home just before Christmas to continue their studies in Hong Kong. So what they've done is they have basically done a couple of their modules as part of their program, but they've studied those in the UK. They've attended the UK classes. Some of them were with myself here in the UK. They secured accommodation on campus, and they managed to get into the UK to see some of the local sites, to make friends with some of the other people that have studied Plymouth degrees, but in Plymouth. And I think this is a phenomenal opportunity in order to be able to come to the UK to study, to see the world from a slightly different perspective, to gain some additional skills. And while you have to secure, you'd have to pay for your flights, obviously, and your accommodation and living expenses while you are over here in the UK. But we don't charge you any more for that. So you just pay your fees as usual. And are then able to do that, and it fits in with your study plan on your program. So that is an opportunity which is open to all of you, that you can come and do a semester in the UK, as long as we can get a study plan together that works for you.
Okay, so thanks for that, Kat. So just to confirm that if somebody wanted to study during their 18 months or 21 months of a University of Plymouth program, they would only be required to pay the fees that they would pay to HKU space as normal. The additional costs would be a flight and accommodation on the university campus, and food and other living costs would be down to them to find. As
Yeah,
can I just add as well that we have a specialist designated exchange department within academic partnerships, and that team would manage the student experience in terms of the pre-arrival, arrival, and departure. So we have things like induction and other activities for students arriving into the UK, so that you don't feel you're so trips. There's, even during the pandemic, when we've had lockdown restrictions, there have been activities where international students arrive in the UK have been able to meet with others, obviously socially distanced, and the relevant social distancing restrictions have been put in place, but to feel that you're not left alone. And I saw one of the emails last week from one of the students who studied in the UK, and he had a really great experience. And hopefully, when we're all able to travel again, we will ask a couple of the students who've studied in Plymouth to maybe come and talk to the new students who arrive and study our programs HKU space, to share their experiences. So I think that's a real positive for this program. You not only get a University of Plymouth degree, but you also have the opportunity to study in 2 countries, which are sort of leading the way in hospitality, tourism, and cruise as part of the sectors of their economy. Okay, a final point for me. So I'm imagine I'm a student now. I sign up to HKU space and University of Plymouth because I think the program sounds really exciting, really informative, and will help me to develop my career. What about postgraduate opportunities? Well, does the University of Plymouth offer postgraduate opportunities for study with HKU space as well? Maybe
yes,
that's for Vanessa.
Yes, we do. I was going to say, Vanessa, did you want to pick that one up and talk about the master's opportunities?
Yeah, so apart from having the bachelor's degree, and our program team actually have another collaborations with the university to offer another master degree. And this is much more excited to share that it's not only studied for one area in tourism, but also hospitality. So you can actually know much more about these 2 major industry. So this is something very new. And if you study as full-time, just another 12 months. And if you're studying part-time, you'll have another 18 months. And you actually can get a UK awarded degree. And it's already postgraduate level, master level. So this is a very exciting news to share. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So it's really exciting. So if somebody was to study a bachelor's degree within 18 months, and they could progress as long as they achieved the bachelor's degree at a minimum of a 2-2, they could progress onto the master's degree in Hong Kong as well. So within potentially 3 years, or from a higher advanced diploma, for example, and graduate with a master's degree. That sounds really exciting. So anyway, excellent. That's all my questions.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, perhaps now we're nearly end of the information seminar. So again, once again, thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to send Catherine or Solange for your questions, and we are more than happy to answer your questions. Last but not least, wish everyone stay healthy and happy Chinese New Year. We're coming soon.
Indeed.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, bye everyone. Bye.